The human diplomatic shuttle shuddered as it dropped out of hyperspace. Ambassador Yelena Vasquez felt the familiar lurch in her stomach as the stars snapped back into existence. She steadied herself, eyes lifting toward the observation window, and froze. The Axiom spire hung in the void ahead of them. It was not a station. It was a statement. Crystal and light exploded outward in every direction, frozen in a structure so vast that her mind struggled to grasp its scale. Towers branched into bridges. Domes nested within lattices of glowing geometry. Entire cities could have been hidden inside its radiant skeleton. No human structure had ever approached something like this. That's where they want us to go. Sergeant Amara Okonkwo asked quietly from the seat behind her. Her voice was steady, but the wonder was impossible to hide. Dr. Marcus Chun adjusted his glasses, eyes flicking between the spire and the data streaming across his pad. The seat of the Galactic Council, he said. 12 elder species. The oldest civilizations in the known galaxy. And we are the first humans ever summoned to stand before them. Summoned. Not invited. Vasquez turned to look at her companions, the only two other humans chosen to represent an entire species. Okonkwo was rigid, posture flawless, eyes sharp and alert. A career soldier. 3 wars. Too many medals. And yet, even she looked small here. Chun, by contrast, was barely containing himself. His fingers twitched, itching to record everything. A man who had spent his life dreaming of first contact, now living inside it. Diplomacy. Science. Strength. Humanity, reduced to 3 souls. The comm channel crackled. Human vessel, a voice said in flawless English, too flawless. Too precise. Proceed to docking bay 7. Do not deviate. Do not initiate communication with other craft. Failure to comply will result in immediate termination of diplomatic status. A pause. Welcome. Friendly, Okonkwo muttered. Vasquez keyed the channel. Understood. Proceeding to docking bay 7. The pilot guided them through a forest of alien ships, living vessels, energy constructs, machines the size of continents. Humanity's shuttle was a minnow swimming among whales. When they docked, the airlock hissed open. 4 beings waited. Tall. Thin. Skin like polished silver. Eyes glowing blue. Movements precise, synchronized. They gestured silently. No words were exchanged as the humans followed them through corridors that seemed alive. Walls shimmered, showing glimpses of other worlds, other eras. Floors looked transparent, revealing endless space beneath their feet. Chun's mind raced. Okonkwo kept her hand near where a weapon should have been. Vasquez focused on breathing. At last, they reached a massive door, dark, ancient stone carved with symbols that hurt to look at directly. It opened without sound. They stepped into the council chamber. The space was impossibly vast. Tier upon tier of platforms rose into shadow, each occupied by beings that defied description. Giants of fire and stone. Clouds of sentient gas. Swarms of crystalline entities. Shapes that bent reality simply by existing. Thousands of eyes turned toward 3 small humans standing alone. A voice echoed from everywhere. The representatives of the species known as humanity will identify themselves. Vasquez stepped forward. I am Ambassador Yelena Vasquez of the United Earth Government. Chun followed. Dr. Marcus Chun. Chief Scientist, First Contact Initiative. Okonkwo completed the line. Sergeant Major Amara Okonkwo. United Earth Defense Force. A sharper voice cut through the chamber. 3 representatives for a species that has barely left its cradle. How quaint. Laughter rippled, glass breaking, storms howling, flames cracking. The humans did not flinch. High Arbiter Thaline descended. A being of living crystal, refracting light into impossible colors. You have been summoned, it said, the words forming directly in their minds, to answer for a grave transgression. A chill swept the chamber. Your species activated a precursor beacon dormant for 11 million years. Silence. You will explain, Thaline continued, or your worlds will be quarantined. Your expansion will end before it begins. Vasquez met its gaze. We are prepared to explain, she said calmly. But you should understand something first. The chamber stilled. Humanity does not respond well to threats. For the first time in millennia, ancient beings felt surprise. The separation. The council divided them. A tactic perfected over thousands of years. Break them apart. Find weakness. They failed. Vasquez. 7 elder delegates surrounded Vasquez in a smaller chamber. Tell us of your world, one demanded. Tell us how you reached the stars. Vasquez Saturday. Earth is small, she began. And ordinary. For most of our history, we believed we were alone. How primitive, murmured a being of swirling energy. Perhaps, Vasquez agreed. But ignorance made us resilient. She spoke of ice ages, plagues, wars, nuclear near-extinction. The delegates listened. You faced extinction repeatedly, one said. And survived. Yes, Vasquez replied. We are difficult to kill. And harder to keep down. She spoke of rebuilding, learning, turning catastrophe into progress. We do not accept defeat, she said. We adapt, or we perish trying. The room was quiet. Chun faced the council's greatest minds. They expected fear. Instead, he opened his datapad. The beacon activated when we approached, he explained. It transmitted mathematical patterns. It took us 3 years to decode. 3 years, scoffed a bronze insectoid. Our ancestors took centuries. We work quickly when motivated, Chun said mildly. He displayed the data. The beacon is not a warning, he said. It is a test. A test of persistence. The precursors were not gatekeepers. They were scouts. Silence followed. You are mistaken, one said. We studied the beacons for millions of years. Perhaps, Chun replied gently, you weren't looking the right way. Okonkwo stood before warriors. The Velkari delegate towered over her, scales, claws, teeth. You are weak, it rumbled. No armor. No natural weapons. Okonkwo didn't blink. We have will. The Velkari laughed. Will does not stop plasma. Let me tell you about will, she said. She spoke of hopeless battles. Trenches. Stormed beaches. Moon landings. Atomic fire. We refuse to accept impossible, she finished. The Velkari bowed. The truth. When the council reconvened, the eldest finally spoke. Only 2 species have ever activated the beacons. Shock rippled. The precursors, it continued. And humanity. The truth was devastating. The beacons were not tests of intelligence. They tested refusal. The refusal to quit. Humanity had passed. The offer. The council offered guidance. Supervision. Control. Protection. Another word for imprisonment, Okonkwo said. They declined. Humanity did not come to kneel. They came to negotiate. When Chun revealed humanity now possessed precursor knowledge the council never unlocked. Fear spread. Not of what humans were, but of what they could become. The shift. 6 months changed the galaxy. Human diplomats spoke to minor species. Human scientists shared knowledge freely. Okonkwo spoke to warriors denied respect. Allies formed. Quietly. The council's power cracked. The vote. When Vasquez returned, the chamber felt different. Respect replaced contempt. The elders spoke. Humanity defies prediction. We do not seek to rule, Vasquez said. We refuse to be dismissed. The vote was called. For the first time in 300,000 years, it was unanimous. A new seat was added. Equal. Humanity had arrived. Epilogue. As their shuttle departed, Chun asked, what were the beacons waiting for? Okonkwo shrugged. Someone stubborn enough to touch them. Vasquez smiled. Whatever the precursors were waiting for, she said, they found it. The galaxy shivered. Humanity had answered.